In the ongoing battle between Bruce and Selina for the heart and soul of Gotham City, could Jason Todd be the one to tip the scales? Or is he playing a game all his own? Well, let's hop into the pages of Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, Red Hood issue number 1, and goddamn, I really hate that mouthful of a title, and find out what happens next, shall we? So then, as we join this special tie-in miniseries, we actually get to check in with Jason 2 weeks before the big meeting between Selina and the rest of the Bat family. Jason is currently terrorizing a professional henchman by the name of Dawson looking for the location of the Joker, and no, I don't really understand why Jason is doing this right here, right now. Is there something I missed from the end of that Task Force Z book? Matthew Rosenberg wrote that series, and he's writing this now, so I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case. Then again, Jason is probably always mad at the Joker, but here in this case, he's so mad he almost lets Dawson get absolutely splattered by an oncoming truck. In fact, he probably would have if it wasn't for Catwoman swooping on in to save the guy. As we discover, Selina had actually started buttering Red Hood up long before the big meeting with the rest of the Bat family. She actually went out of her way to invite him personally, even before he decided that he was more morally aligned with Catwoman's plan to save Gotham City than he was Batman's. And I mean, it makes sense. As I mentioned before, Red Hood has tried some variation on the whole, hey, let's try to control and direct street crime in Gotham City instead of running ourselves ragged trying to fight it directly. I had hoped that exploring those ideas would be exactly what this tie-in series was about. Unfortunately, it ends up going off the rails and losing me almost damn near instantly as we flash forward to the present. Jason has been tasked by Selina to train a couple new recruits, including Dawson, the man that Red Hood had almost murdered. Jason doesn't hide any of his disdain for the henchmen, saying that he absolutely hates them, hates who they work for, and that he is going to absolutely take a ton of pleasure in brutalizing them under the guise of toughening them up to fight Batman. Furthermore, Jason loudly proclaims to anyone who will listen that he doesn't actually believe Selina's Thieves Guild plan will actually work, and he just wants a front row seat for when the whole thing inevitably explodes in her face, which you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, that's the exact opposite of how Red Hood has been characterized in the other Gotham War titles. Didn't we have a whole moment in that last Catwoman title where Jason told Batman to stop trying to save him, that he actually believed in Catwoman's cause, and didn't Catwoman show to actually care about Jason like an adopted son? Yeah, well, none of that gets honored here. Jeez, did they just not talk to Matthew Rosenberg when he was writing this tie-in series? Because it really feels like it. Now, there's two specific henchmen that Jason takes a particular interest in. Their names are Simpson and Bash, and while they've worked for many different supervillains over the years, you won't be too shocked to discover that Red Hood is really only interested in the time they spent working for the Joker and whether or not they can actually lead him to the clown wherever they might be hiding. Of course, these two don't know anything, and they keep repeating that they only joined up with Selina because they were scared of their old bosses like the Scarecrow. Red Hood decides that a final exam for these two to prove their loyalty to Catwoman and the cause is to start a bar fight with a bunch of particularly burly suntan bikermans. This course of training, of course, pisses off Catwoman to no end, because why bother even investing so much time and effort into rehabbing these two if they're just going to get murdered on a dirty barroom floor? Jason kinda doesn't give a shit and doesn't really do much to mount a defense for himself. Honestly, it's a wonder why Catwoman in this book even keeps him around. Again, he's not being shy or hiding the fact that he only signed up with Catwoman and her Thieves Guild so he can get closer to the Joker. Now later that night, we see the Scarecrow come to Bash and work a little of his fear magic mojo on him before his big heist the next night. The idea being, if Crane can put this guy on edge, make him scared, make him jump at his own shadows, then obviously he's going to overstep on Selina's ironclad rules and actually end up hurting someone, and indeed that happens when a cop meets them in the stairwell. Bash attacks the guy in a terror-filled fugue state, believing that he was sent by the Scarecrow to kill them, only for Jason to turn around and then beat the ever-loving shit out of him for breaking the rules. Why Red Hood cares so much about Selina's no-kill policy is beyond me, especially giving Red Hood's own long history with killing whoever he wanted whenever he wanted. Hell, he almost killed that other henchman at the beginning of this story, and now he does this without a hint of irony. Jason also forces the two henchmen thieves to put all of their stolen loot back, meaning that he will definitely have to have a reckoning with Catwoman once he gets back to the base. Selina wants to know what the hell went wrong with this newest perfectly planned job, only for Jason to fly into an absolute rage, saying, "Your plan is stupid, this Thieves Guild is stupid. All you're going to be doing is returning better trained, more dangerous henchmen to their supervillain masters when this is all said and done." If you felt that way, Jason, then why were you the one actively training these guys. Again, all of this just totally flies in the face of how Jason's being written in the rest of Gotham War, where him and Catwoman aren't only on the same page, but Catwoman was actually willing to risk life and limb to try and get him back when he was seemingly kidnapped at the end of the previous issue. But I digress. Red Hood decides to look up Bash at his apartment, only to arrive much too late. Bash has been murdered by the Scarecrow, and Crane was sure to leave a personalized message calling Jason out. And so that was Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, Red Hood issue number 1, everybody. And if you couldn't tell, I did not like this issue. Gotham War as an event story was already having a lot of problems when it came to characterization. Mainly everyone had to act like a dick as to further the story and keep the conflict alive. But this tie-in, and oh boy does it feel like a tie-in, can't even bother to keep that version of characterization straight. It really does feel like I'm reading an Elseworld story within an event. That's how completely inconsistent everyone is feeling, and that's a shame too, because I feel like you actually probably could have made a really good Red Hood story based in this event. I mean, think about it. Red Hood has always been the perennial black sheep of the Bat family, and now here he is joining up with the literal black cat of the Bat family, someone who morally was always a lot closer to him and someone who might actually be able to understand him on a whole different level than Bruce. But no, instead Red Hood is openly antagonistic to Catwoman while also helping her every step of the way to try and further his own goal of getting closer to the Joker, which again feels like it just kind of came out of nowhere. I swear Jason and Red Hood are one of those characters that I really want to like, really want to get invested in, but everything about him is so damn inconsistent, and stories like this certainly don't help. If that wasn't bad enough, this issue also does basically nothing to further Gotham War as a storyline, meaning you could pretty much skip this and not miss a damn thing. Overall, I would give this one a 4 out of 10. I actively had a bad time reading this one, and if I can save you from it, then I think I've done my job. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.